Hey everyone, so today I'm just going to be doing a really quick and easy smoky eye tutorial. It's a gray smoky eye and it has some purple tones underneath, and I'm just doing this with the Urban Decay Naked palette, the very first one that they came out with. And I feel like this is just a palette that almost every girl has in their makeup collection, so I figured it'd be one of those that's really easy to duplicate. So if you want to see how I got this look, please keep watching. Okay, so to start off, I have a cleansed and moisturized face. I'm just going to pin my hair back with a clip. That way it's just not in the way and I don't get makeup in my hair. So I'm just going to start with a Matte Perfecting Primer by Estee Lauder. It's this one, and I live in a really humid place in Central Texas, so a primer like this is pretty essential to me right now because it's been raining and it's hot. The humidity is out of control. So that primer is sort of a must for me. I don't always like to use primer, but in times like this, I need it. And then I'm going to be going in with Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous in shade 115. And then I'm also mixing a little bit of 105 because I'm still a little bit pale from winter. I'm just going to put that on the back of my hand like so. And then I'm going to be taking a Sigma F80 flat kabuki and stippling it on the skin like this. And I just find when I do this and then go back in and buff it all out, it tends to stay a lot better throughout the day. I don't know if it's in my head, but this is just what works for me. And just get everything nice and evened out. And then for the neck, I don't really like to add any more product to the brush. I just kind of take what's on the brush and just go in and bring it down. That way I don't have any harsh lines, but you don't really want to apply makeup to your neck. And then I'm going to be going in with Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer, and this is in the shade 105. And I'm just going to be putting that on some spots that I have. And I'll just be taking the Beauty Blender and blending those out. I always put it in this area right here because I tend to get redness there. I know a lot of other women tend to also. I guess it's just a hormonal thing. And then I'm going to go in with my MAC Prep+Prime in Radiant Rose. I'm just going to take that and put it under the eye area. And this is a brightening formula that I put under my eyes. And then I also too put it on my nose and down the center of my nose, and then just on my chin, places that I really want to brighten and kind of bring forward a little bit. And then I'm just going to go back in with my Beauty Blender and blend it all out. I'm going to pull this down a bit, and also too, whenever I'm blending it out this way, I kind of go a little further out. I think it just gives you a really lifted look if you do that. And then I just go up a little with this. And that's it, no big deal. And then I'm going to be going in to bronze my face with the Chocolate Soleil by Too Faced, and this one, it has a pretty good size. It's just the Everything Nice palette that they had over Christmas, and it came with the Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and so I'm just kind of trying to use this one up. I really like it, and there's a pretty good size, so it just works. I'm just going to be going in my cheeks first. I'm just taking an angled brush. This is a Bare Minerals one, but you can just kind of take wherever you like to bronze with. This kind of just works with the contours of my face. So I'm just going to be taking that and blending it upwards. And then on the other side. And this really just gives dimension to your face. Bronzing is something that I have to do every day, and I kind of mix in bronzing and contouring technique, just kind of kill two birds with one stone kind of thing. And you just want to blend that up. I go around my hairline, back of my cheeks, and under my neck. And then I'm just going to take an e.l.f. contour brush like this, and I'm going to dip that in the Chocolate Soleil and contour my nose a little. This isn't really a very big deal. I just kind of go in, add 2 lines, and then cut it off at the bottom. And you can blend that out with your fingers, or you can go back in with your brush and just kind of pinch it together like this and blend it out. And then I'm just going to go back in with my beauty blender and pull some of that product back there, just where I may have gone a bit too high with the bronzer. Go back down the center of the nose. No big deal. And then we'll be taking a Sigma F10 brush with the blush by Nars called Orgasm. And this is just a duo that I have, and so I usually use this for my blush. It's one of their more popular blushes. It's just one of those really universal, you can use it with a lot of looks type blushes. So I just kind of make this funny little face and blend that up. Okay. Now that we're all done with that, we're gonna start on the eyes. But first I'm gonna go in with an angled brush like this and kind of go in with my eyebrows. And I just use the MAC Fluid Line in Black Track and dip it in there, not too much, and just kind of fill in the sparse area of my eyebrows. They're already pretty thick, so I just kind of filling in my brows. Nothing too major. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm just going to go in with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I kind of just get some on there and put it on the lid. And then I like to go back in with my fingers and really get it everywhere. Here. Feeling tipsy when your lips are kissed. Okay, and for the smoky eye look, it's going to be more of a gray, a little bit of maybe like a purple tone. And I'm just going to be using the Urban Decay Naked palette, the very first one. I figured this would be a really good palette to use just because I know so many people out there have this palette instead of going and searching for all different kinds of eyeshadows. I mean, of course, you could always substitute out the colors that I'm going to use here. But this is just a very, almost universal, I'd say, eyeshadow palette. So first off, I'm going to go in with an E25 blending brush. And I'm going to be taking the color Sin. And actually, I'm going to take a little bit of Virgin also. I'm just going to kind of mix those two together. And I'm just going to put that on the very bottom part of my eyelid. Then I'm going to go in up here, just kind of as a preventative measure. We're putting the light shades first. Those darker shadows that we're going to be using sometimes can be very unforgiving. So this is just kind of a nice little base to be able to blend everything out the way we're going to want to. I'm going to go in a little here also. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm going to be taking the Sigma E40 tapered blending brush. And I'm just going to take this color called Toasted, and it's more on the purple side. And I'm just going to be taking that into the crease of my eye. And you can kind of blend it down a little. You don't have to be too precise with this. And do the same on the other eye. Okay, and once you have that blended out like you want it, you can go in with the color Hustle. And this one you're going to want to be a little more precise on how close you're sticking to the crease with this color. You don't want to go too far out. It's going to be just a little more concentrated here. And I just took that on the same E40 blending brush. And then just kind of windshield wiper motion. Go in a little. And then I'm going to take on a E44. I'm going to take this color called Gunmetal. And it's a very gray gunmetal tone. I'm going to be taking this on the outer corner of my eye. And you can go as far down or as high up as you want with this. I like to keep it pretty concentrated in this outer area here. And I'm bringing it all the way down. And this is just kind of what works with my eye shape. And then we're going to go in on the other eye and just do the exact same thing. And then I'm going to go back in with my E40 and kind of blend that out. With a smoky eye, you want to make sure everything's really nice and blended because you want it to kind of have that smoke effect. And then on a pencil E40 brush, I'm going to be taking this black shade called Creep. I'm going to be taking that right in that corner. Outer edge. And it looks a little bit crazy right now, but once we blend it out, it'll look good. Okay, and then I'm just going to be going back in with this E40 blending brush and just kind of blending this all out. And if you want, you can tape the sides of your eyes here. I usually don't like to do it. I just will usually go back in with my finger and just kind of wipe upward, and it's fine. I mean, if you want that really precise look, you can do that. I'm just fine with going back in and wiping it. And then you're just going to do the same thing for the other eye. You just want to blend really, really well. Like Nintendo 64 ways to say I love you. Took me 5 days just to touch you. On the 6th day I hit the lotto. Took a shot straight out the bottle. And now you can make this as dark or as light as you want. I like mine fairly dark. So I might go back in with that E30 pencil brush with that black color. And maybe just go in a little here to just give it a little more depth. And then just go in and blend it out. Okay, so now we have that really smoked out look. And it's just very blended, which is what I really like. Okay, and then with that E40, this is actually the E30, I'm gonna go in and go under, on the under eye. And I'm not really adding any more product. I'm just going in with what I had on left over on the brush. And I'm just gonna go on that lower lash line and add that dark shade there to just give it a lot of depth. Now you can go in as far as you want or keep it as far out as you'd like. I'm going pretty far in, and then I'm going to take the E44 and go in with this toasted shade, the very first shade we went in with, and just put that a little here. Just to kind of give it a little more dimension. And then you're going to go in with your eyeliner, and I'm using the Stilla Waterproof Black Felt Tip Eyeliner. And what I do is just kind of tug my eye a little and draw the wing first. And then go back in and fill it in. And this is the same thing. You can make it as dramatic or as understated as you want. I like mine somewhere in the middle. And getting the wings, I mean, your wings aren't always going to be perfect because that's just life. It's really hard to get a good wing. You just kind of have to work with it a little. That's pretty good to me. I like that. And then just go in and do the same on the other eye. Just do one last coat on the top lashes. Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. And set my makeup with that and just kind of dry it off a little. Then I like to do, this is one of my last steps. And this is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and just comb through my brows right quick, just so that way I know they're going to be in place all night. And then last but not least, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Naked Dolly lipstick. And just give my lips a coat of that. And then I'm going to go in with the NYX Butter Lip Gloss. And I believe this is Eclair. And when I'm doing a smoky eye, I like to do more of a nude lip to keep it pretty understated. And this is the final look. It's just one of those really quick and easy smoky eyes if you have to get ready really quick for a date night or just a night out with the girls. So I really hope you enjoyed this, and if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. We'll see y'all later. Bye.